gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Tuesday, and I hope you had a good week, well, good start to the week and a good weekend. So I always have to do a quick double check as to what the day is, because one day rolls into the next day, especially when I've done an interview or something that happened last week with Jeff Scott Soto, where I would normally be doing something else like admin, but then it's an interview day, so it seems like it's a video day when it's not really a video day, and it totally throws me off as to what's going on. And it's been Easter, so for everybody else, they've been really, I guess different focuses. People have a different focus on what the days are, because we've had a Monday off, and previously I think the Friday off and the Saturday off and the Sunday off for other people. But yeah, it was certainly an energetic Sunday again, as predicted, going and seeing my nephews and playing football in the garden. And yeah, thankfully the legs have recovered and weren't too badly affected. But lots of chocolate has been eaten, which is very much the tradition. But every day, seems to roll into the next day, and with the live streams and things, this is why sometimes I have to check that it's a Tuesday and not a Saturday. But we are here. It is Tuesday night, so hello to you guys in the live chat room tonight. And let me give you a shout out in there. We have Mimi321, Anna, Laura, Rowe, Frank, Corey, Tammy, Billy, Bob, Paul, Susie, Sue, Alison, Bella, and it's gone through too quickly. So hello, thank you guys for joining me tonight. And somebody said advert there. Now this is the thing, I haven't had any notifications of any adverts, which means I don't even get the choice to skip them. I can only skip the ones that it says when, there's going to be an advert, so then I skip it. So I don't know how it works, or it must work that everybody around the world gets different adverts at different times, and yeah, it's impossible to avoid, because I haven't even had the option to skip anything yet. But generally when I see it, I do skip it. But anyway, yes, thank you for joining me tonight. Let me get the names of my patrons up on screen, because they make this all possible in the first place. And a huge thank you to you guys. You know who you are. They're the foundation of everything that I do, as I always say. So they make this live stream happen, and all of my videos and everything that I've done on the channel in the past. So yes, the only reason we're here is because of these people at the bottom of the screen. Now let's get the likes goal on screen for tonight. And full disclosure here, I can't remember what the likes goal was last week. Was it 425? It might have been, it might not have been. So for those people that pay attention in the live chat room, maybe you can let me know as to what the goal should be for tonight. I'm not sure. But, Tortola Podcast says foundation. We are the undergarments for Wings of Pegasus. So, no, it's the foundation. Something that you build something on top of. So, just to clarify that. So I'm just seeing, Cindy says, yes, I think it was 425. So should we change it to 430? Maybe. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go for it. So there we go. I've now set ourselves an even more difficult target for tonight, to have Phil Jam number 228. So if you could hit that thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be very much appreciated. Angela says should be 430 likes goal. So right, we are set and we are ready to rock and roll. And something just popped into my head when I was thinking about hitting that goal and having the fill jam. I don't know whether I mentioned this in Troll Corner in any other live streams, but there was somebody in the live stream, and I think there's probably a few live streams ago, who was partaking in troll type activities, and they were saying something along the lines of, and this was just, I have conversations with the moderators, and this is the other thing, that there are moderators in the live chat room, but their job is just to moderate, so they don't get involved in conversations and things, because that's what led to the downfall of the live streams previously. So they're not anything to do with the channel. They just do the moderating in the live chat room and just follow the guidelines. So yeah, and you can find the guidelines in the description below of the live streams as well. So yeah, they said that there was somebody who was messaging. I don't know whether I tell you what, because I can't think of anything troll related for the rest of the live stream, we'll jump into Troll Corner as soon as we get the donations thing up on screen. You don't have to donate, so I think it's important that you know. Just watching is great. Maybe hit the thumbs up, introduce yourself into the live chat room, and yeah, you don't have to donate. But some people can't resist, so for them, I think it's important that they know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the super chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below, but you don't have to donate, even though I can see that there have been a couple of donations already, so thank you guys for those. But anyway, maybe we'll jump straight into Troll Corner, because I can't remember. I might be repeating myself, but I'm going to do it anyway. So let's jump into this. See you guys in a second. Rock! Oh, hello. Okay, so this particular report from the moderators came through that somebody was saying in the live chat room, oh, you're exactly the same as people who are using auto-tune and pitch correction, because you know you're not doing anything live. And I think the moderators then said, if we hit the likes goal, then he'll play live at the end of the live stream, and that's what happens on every live stream, that he will be playing live. So anyway, this particular person waited until the end. We did hit the lights goal, so then I was jamming over the backing track that Joe sent me, and the person then said, oh, I'm not listening to this elevator music, or something like that. Or he basically wasn't impressed with the backing track. That, again, it's totally random. And I tried to make it clear that it's a random backing track that I'm going to be playing over the top of. But anyway, ultimately, it means that the person who was saying, oh, I can't believe you're not doing anything live, when I then do something live, they then say, oh, well, I don't like it. You think, well, you've got to stand by your point of view. If you're annoyed at me for not doing anything live, then when I do something live, you've got to then say, oh, you are doing something live. I thought you might not have been doing something live. So yeah, apologies. As if a troll is going to say apologies. But the main defense is then to say, oh, well, yeah, okay, well, you're doing what I said you weren't doing, but I don't like what you're doing now. Even though you haven't chosen the backing track, the backing track's random. And this is it. We get all kinds of different backing tracks. So yeah, I thought it was entertaining that it just goes to prove you cannot please a troll. They can have a go at one thing, and then when you do the one thing they're having a go at, then they'll have a go at something else. Oh, well, I don't like it anyway. I don't like that backing track, even though it's random. So there you go. There's Troll Corner for tonight. Just something that I remembered. Let's get out of here and back into the normal festivities of the live stream. See you guys in a second. Rock. So there you go. And just goes to show that you can never win. Right. Now, do we have... No, we don't. I was going to say, do we have everything up on screen? We don't have the likeometer yet. So let's get that on there. And we are... we're at 251 likes so far. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. It means we're looking for what... 179, is that right? I don't know why that number just popped into my head. I didn't even try and figure that out, so it's probably wrong. If it was, oh, hang on, it might have been right. If we're 250, then 450 would have been 200. Take away 20 would have been 180, and it was 251, which means 179. So there you go. My brain actually did that calculation without me even realizing it. Sometimes that happens and I get lucky. So Yeah, basically we're looking for more people to hit the thumbs up. If more people can hit the thumbs up, it'll be very much appreciated, and then we'll bust out the guitar and play something live on the live stream that isn't pre-rehearsed. And yeah, if people don't like that, then unfortunately I can't help that. So right, let's address a few of these donations, because we've had some over on PayPal, so thank you for these. I think I just set that up and get into the super chat window as well. Cindy says subconscious maths. So yeah, that was a bit of subconscious maths going on, and not unconscious. Some people get subconscious and unconscious confused and mistaken for each other when talking about guitar playing. Nobody, to my knowledge, has ever played the guitar unconsciously. Because they're unconscious, they're not awake. So yeah, but you can play the guitar subconsciously. And this is something that's interesting about Glenn Campbell, when people said about as his health deteriorated, he couldn't do a lot of things that he could normally do just in normal life. But then when somebody gave him a guitar, he could still play the guitar in the same way that he could previously, and still play through everything that he knew. And what's interesting is, and I've mentioned this in other videos about playing consciously and unconsciously, subconsciously, you can't play unconsciously. So I shouldn't have said unconscious, because now that's going to find its way in to what I'm explaining, when I don't want to have that in there, because I've never said that before. So anyway, when you're playing the guitar, there are certain parts that are subconscious, and you can learn whole pieces that are now subconscious, because it's going to be the same notes every time, and there might be a particular song or show-off piece that you play that the muscle memory just knows it, but because it's subconscious, you don't have to think about it. Whereas if you are playing over the top of something that you've never heard before, that needs conscious thought, because you're now making decisions about where you're going musically, and you don't have anything to load up with your muscle memory. And when I say that, it's more to do with you're just playing over a sound and you don't know the key or the scales or anything that you should be playing, but you're making conscious decisions as to, right, where's this pitch and where do I want to go with my guitar lines. All of that is conscious thought. But the subconscious side of it, of pre-learning songs and pre-learning solos, yeah, this is why Glenn, when somebody gave him a guitar, he could just play through like whole pieces and get full guitar solos, because he'd learnt those note for note and come up with them himself as well. But it was all stored in his muscle memory. So then doing anything consciously was now not possible. But there's a hell of a lot that he obviously played that was just subconscious, that he sat down and he just worked at it and memorized it and played it over and over and over and over and over, so that he didn't have to think about playing it. But it's interesting how even when playing an instrument, the brain goes to different places, that doing something consciously, you need everything functioning fully in order to do that. But subconscious stuff can be loaded up, even if the conscious part is still not or not quite functioning as it did previously. So yeah, really interesting, just from a psychological point of view, but how the brain works, and that you have these distinct sections of the brain that you can just rely on one side of it in order to do one type of playing, and then the other side gets more involved for another type of playing. So yeah, interesting stuff. Anyway, I got a bit sidetracked there. So let's jump into the donations in the super chat window, and I can see that there's been a little bit of there's a freezing on my screen, so this is why I'm stalling, because I'm not sure whether you can see me or not. I'm just going to have so Bella says buffering, so what I might do and restart it, and now I'm going to wait until the screen changes to see if I come back online or not. It seems like it's still buffering on my screen. So if you could let me know in the live chat room if you can see me and if you can hear me, then that would be very much appreciated, because at the moment my YouTube feed says that it's live, but I've got the buffering thing going on. So I don't know if you can see me or not. And now all of the comments have stopped. So I'm going to go for a whole refresh and see what that does. If it's going to load the whole live stream again or not. And okay, Amy says can see and hear in US. So that's good. I just lost connection of everything there, and it looked like the stream wasn't working, but if you can hear me and see me, that's great. I'm going to take your word for it, and now at least the comments have started going through again. So yeah, anyway, yeah, I was just saying about Glenn Campbell. Somebody said, oh, which Glenn? So Glenn Campbell is who I was referring to with subconscious muscle memory, and yeah, definitely not unconscious. So where were we? We were addressing, or about to address, the donations. So thank you for this, Paul, and a $5 donation. And the message is, let's have fun tonight. How about a plug of the mug? Please spike those all, y'all. Please spike those all, y'all. Rock. So thank you for that, Paul. So please spike those likes, I think is what Paul meant to type in there. So yes, here we go. Here is a plug of the mug. If you want to get your hands on any of the merchandise, there's a tray underneath this video where you can click on anything that will take you through to the spring.com store. If you haven't got a tray underneath this video, then there's a link in the description below for you guys to be able to click on that. And yeah, sometimes I do have other mugs. I have to be careful because when I'm doing editing of videos, I'll sometimes have a cup of tea or coffee or something, and it'll be not a Wings of Pegasus mug, it'll be a different mug, and I'm thinking it's only a matter of time until I reach out for the Wings of Pegasus mug and I hold it to the screen and it's just not anything related to Wings of Pegasus. You know, probably Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings, or just random. You know how with mugs you just pick them up randomly, like I don't know where from, so I've got a really weird collection of mugs. So yeah, there's another one that has my favorite expression on, which is the most truthful expression you're ever going to hear in your life, because it says it is what it is. So something that I hear and heard a lot on Judge Judy, and I thought, yes, that's got to be the most accurate expression ever, saying that something is literally what it is. You can't get any more truthful than that. So yeah, I got a mug with that on the side because I thought it was quite funny just to have that on a mug. So anyway, yeah, that is the Wings of Pegasus mug. So that's one of them. There's another one there as well that you can choose between, or you can get both of them and you can use those for your beverages during the live streams. So right, back into the super chat window, because Orlando donated $2 and says spike the likes with lots of thumbs up. Thank you for that, Orlando. And Jam Law has donated $10 as well. Thank you for that. And it looks like a ball, but then somebody's jumping up and down and appearing inside the ball and then disappears. So thank you for that. I'm not entirely sure what that represents, but thank you for that. Right, I'm going to have to keep an eye on it to see if everything is still loading and the audio is still fine. Okay, right, let's continue and jump into the donations over on PayPal. So thank you guys for these. And there's a donation from Elrod who donated £6. So thank you for that. And that was a straight up donation. And Tammy donated £10 as well. So thank you for that, Tammy. And I am scrolling down to try and see any messages. That's a straight up donation as well. Steve donated £5. Thank you for that, Steve. And the message is note. Oh, the message says note from Steve. Why are some chords called good guitar chords, and other chords called good, say, piano chords. So thank you for that, Steve. And obviously that's a matter of opinion and subjective, but I think generally it is just playing to the strengths of the instrument. So, for example, strings, I mean, I was going to say strings sound a very particular way, even though actually piano is strings. But let's pretend that we're not talking about strings inside a piano, but we're talking about the sound of strings on a guitar. So, with the guitar, sometimes you will have chords that can't physically be played on a piano. So it means that you get, and vice versa. So it means that on the guitar, you might have a very high voicing of a chord where you get a very particular sound from the strings. And yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about, right, if I'm playing because I'm thinking about this from a guitar point of view, I thought, well, it's going to work both ways, because you can play, I'd say that you can play more chords on a piano that you can't play on the guitar, because the guitar, you're limited to just the fingers on this hand, or on your left hand, so 4 fingers, whereas when you're playing piano, you can play with both your hands, and you can use your thumbs. So you'll be able to get a lot more chords that you can't play on the guitar that you can play on a piano. So I think it's going to work that way round. But anyway, so I'm trying to now think of chords that I play on the guitar that I wouldn't be able to play on a piano. And I think, well, taking out the side of it that if you wanted to play a fifth, for example, on the guitar, and you wanted to apply vibrato to the chord, you could do that with your guitar, playing strings and just moving your hand up and down, so you can get that whole chord to sound a bit different by applying vibrato to the chord. That's not something that you can do on piano, even though, you know, technically you can still play that same chord on the piano, but guitar allows you to do something that you wouldn't be able to do on the piano. But in terms of chords that work well, it's just the sound. Again, it's subconscious, but what I think it's referring to is having particular chords where you'll have an open string sound on the guitar, but obviously you're going to have fretted notes on there as well that work with the open strings. So therefore, you get a particular sound that the instrument is allowing. Now, when you're playing piano, the piano is going to be a consistent sound across all notes and across all keys. It's not going to sound like, oh, that one is an open string, whereas you can hear that that other note is a fretted note. You don't get that subtlety or the subtle difference in a fretted note to then an open string on the guitar. So that's why the chords being played on the guitar will sound like they're being played on the guitar, and why you can put a different sound to a chord that you can play on guitar and piano, but they'll sound different depending on the instrument that you play them on. So again, it's also subjective, but I think that's probably what people are referring to, where they play a particular chord, and on piano it all just sounds at one level, or it doesn't sound different with the way that the chord comes across, because of the strings vibrating in an open way compared to being fretted. But then when they hear it on the guitar, they like the sound of that chord, because you get that contrast between some strings being fretted and some strings not being fretted. So that's it. So that's the explanation that I'm going for, but it is a subjective thing, and that's my kind of reasoning behind why I think some people will like particular chords on piano and particular chords on the guitar. But yeah, and again, the other thing about piano, if you've got 88 keys, it means that you've got a lot. So you've got a lot of options as to how far you want your bass notes to go, and how far you want your potential melody or top end to go. So that's the other thing, that some chords that you literally won't be able to play on the guitar because of the tuning differences. Because the guitar is, you know, relatively limited, and that's why you've got a guitar, and that's why you've got a bass guitar, because the bass guitar plays notes in the bass range. They go lower than your lower string on the low E string of the guitar. So that's why there's a bass guitar and, you know, just acoustic guitar and electric guitar. And I know that you can get 6-string guitars, 7-string guitars, and you can detune it and give yourself more notes, but I'm talking about a 6-string guitar here, so you are limited to just the octaves that you've got on there. So yeah, anyway, a lot more options on piano, but thank you for that, Steve. And Sue has donated £20 as well, so thank you for that, Sue. And Sue says, pat Mr. Trolley on the head and send him on his way. We love our live Phil Jams. So thank you for that. And right, we're up to date in the PayPal window. So, the Super Chat window has another donation in there, and it's David who's donated $5. Thank you for that, David. The message is, I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Much health and blessings to you and your family. So thank you for that, David. And yeah, birthday was good. And I think because Easter followed straight after, it meant that I had a lot of chocolate given to me for my birthday. Especially my sister just gave me loads of chocolate. So then you've got a birthday that had loads of chocolate, and then the next weekend is then Easter. And Easter is known for its chocolate. So yeah, I'm a bit inundated with chocolate at the moment, but I'm doing my best to get through it in a sensible way, rather than just eating loads and loads of chocolate every day. So yeah, I've still got lots left over, but I will work my way through these supplies of chocolate. Right, so looking at the top of the live chat room, we've got Sweet Emotion in the lead for tonight's cover video. It's got 51% of the vote, so it is close. And the other one is You Know My Name. That's a collaboration cover with Kent Johnson. So yeah, either of those, whichever one you want to hear my version of, or that collaboration version of the Chris Cornell and James Bond classic, then yeah, have that vote at the top. Have your say at the top of the live chat room. It's still 51% for Sweet Emotion. Oh, and by the way, that's a collaboration one as well with Chris Law. So there we go. We've got 2 covers tonight that are me with somebody else doing something. So there you go. Right. Jennifer says there is someone who can't get the PayPal to work. I don't know what to advise about that. There's nothing that I can do, unfortunately, to get PayPal to work if it's not working for some people. But yes, you don't have to donate. Just watching is great. So if something's not working, don't worry too much about it. So, Diamond Goes just donated $2 saying, just checking if this works. So yes, indeed, that is definitely working. So we are going to be pushing forward with tonight's live stream as we normally do on the channel. And I haven't really given an update as to kind of what's been going on with the channel, but I'll do that now. And the last video that we had was the Britain's Got Talent video, and I chatted with Michael over on Instagram to find out that his audition had been auto-tuned after the fact, and that he didn't know that was going to be applied. And I thought, yeah, it's a bit of a shame that they're changing people's, potentially their auditions, but their voices before them being shown on TV. And then Michael had to do his own performance on his Instagram account and his channel in order to show people that he could do it, and it wasn't something that he was using live because he can't hit the notes himself. It was something that was applied by the show afterwards. So yeah, I thought it was important to do an update on that, to let everybody know that yeah, that the show can potentially change somebody's audition if they want to, potentially for either positive or negative reasons. So yeah, it's a bit of an eye-opener, that one. So that was Sunday's video, so just a couple of days ago. But we've also got, which I'm going to be doing this week, and where are we? Tuesday, so I've still got some time. I'm going to be adding Seal to the Authentic Vocal roster, because I had to chat to him whenever I did. I can't remember when that was, last week sometime. So Seal is going to be added to that, which is great, because as I've said, I think it's going to be really cool to have a mix of independent artists and people that are just performing on their YouTube channel, and they might have a large following, they might not have a large following, but to have those kinds of artists in with established artists like Seal, who's known worldwide and currently on tour and written some monster hits. So to have Seal on Authentic Vocal is great as well. So I will do that this week. And I'm trying to think. Oh, we've still got Shirley Lewis. I'm just waiting for the live performance audio from her and the George Michael singers. So they'll be added in the future as well. And I might have something after that, but I'm going to have to get organised with Authentic Vocal, because I'm doing that at the same time as everything else. So yeah, it is quite busy. We have another. Oh, I was contacted by Matt Monroe's estate. So this is actually his daughter, who is working with somebody else who runs the estate, and saw my particular video and wanted to get permission from me to show on their channel or project that they're doing, that they wanted to show my analysis of Matt's vocal. So of course I said, yeah, that's absolutely fine. And they said, well, yeah, maybe we can do an interview in the future. And I said, oh yeah, that's fine as well. So that will be happening in August. And this is the thing about doing interviews and getting the schedules organized, that I have to do things quite a lot in advance, and you're working with the people that are asking as well as to when they can do it. So yeah, we've found a date in August that we can do, and I can't remember exactly what the date is, but I've made a note of it, so I don't have to remember. I know that when we get into August, then yeah, then that particular interview will be happening. Another interview, oh yeah, Jeff Scott Soto interview, I started editing that together today, but that's 3 hours long. So I don't know when I'm going to be able to release that particular interview video on my channel, because it's going to take a long time to get that down to about 20 minutes. So I'll do that at some point in the future, maybe next week. I'll try and get that together, because yeah, editing 3 hours obviously takes that amount of time, plus when you're cutting it all down, because you've got to see all the bits in order to edit it together. So I'm going to be doing that. Yeah, the Matt Monroe estate video podcast, I think they have, is going to be in August. And oh, I also had a request from Graceland magazine. So this is the biggest Elvis selling magazine that there is. It's still going now, and they're releasing regular issues of it. And they were asking me, because they've seen my analysis videos, they asked me whether I could be featured in one of their articles, and of course I said, yeah, absolutely fine, go for it. So actually what's probably going to be happening is, because doing interviews is so difficult to organise from a schedule point of view, I've said to them that what I can do, because they've sent me 10 different questions that they want me to answer, I've said, well, I could do a vocal analysis on Elvis's voice that I have done before, but do the vocal analysis with their questions so that we can go through each one, and I can point out exactly why I've answered the question in a particular way given Elvis's voice, and analysing it and pointing out with the pitch monitoring software exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, they've replied today and said that they like the idea of that. So that'll be a video that I'm going to be doing in the future on the channel as well. So look out for that one. So yeah, lots of stuff kicking off in the background. And like I said, yeah, all of this stuff is in addition to the authentic vocal thing, but I'm still going to keep pushing forward with that and doing as much as I can with that. Obviously, the authentic vocal thing is about authenticating vocals, so I still have to effectively do an analysis of everything that I show on there to make sure that it's all totally above board and totally live and authentic and all that kind of stuff. So that's something that I do for all of those videos and will be doing with Seal this week, so look out for that one. Right, we are now I'm just going to jump into the PayPal window because Wendy has donated £7.15. So thank you for that, Wendy, and that is a straight up donation. So right, we are approaching 1:45 here in the UK, and we are at 371 likes at the moment, so it means we're looking for, I don't know, 59, is that? My brain questioned whether that was correct or not, but yeah, we are getting close. So if you can hit the thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. And then we will bust out the guitar, have fill jam number 228, which is correct. And it is 5 minutes and 57 seconds in length. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that counter and see if we can get close. Right, let me just skip this advert. And Malteser's just donated in the super chat window, so thank you for that. And the message is, it's $9.99. The message is, your hair looks the best with the fringe separated into messy strands at the eyebrows, like today. So thank you for that. And yeah, this is the thing. The only reason my hair is like this today is because I need a haircut. So you might be able to see that is a bit of fringe. So that's not normally there. I've pushed it off to the side because you can see that it's longer than where my eyes are. And this bit here is exactly the same on the other side. So I've had to kind of push it all out of my eyes in order to be able to see. And it's landed in a position where I can see, so then I just don't touch it. And thankfully, due to being indoors, there's no wind blowing anywhere, so I can just rely on the fact that I will be able to see everything on screen. But I definitely need a haircut, so I'm gonna have to, again, organize time for that to happen. I think the problem that I have is just doing so many things. Sometimes things like, going to the dentist and having a haircut and things that you should organize. Sorting your car out and MOT and having a service and all these different things that, all of those fall kind of to the back burner. And then I realized, right, I need to organize that because now I can't see anything because the hair's in front of my face. So I will organize that as soon as possible. So, but at the moment, if I do seem to be finding that if I just mess up my hair, then it hangs at a shorter length, so then I can see more and I can just kind of push it out of the way and mess it up. So messing up the hair is my method at the moment, method in the madness. So anyway, right, I think we are going to be jumping into tonight's cover video. Where are we at? Well, we're a little bit early today, actually, 1:45, and I know that previously we have run over in the live streams by a little bit of time, so maybe tonight we can finish on time and it'll all be fine. But we might, it is close. Sweet Emotion has 52% of the vote, so I don't know whether I should wait any longer with the cover video or call it to a close. I suppose we could maybe give it another 5 minutes. In fact, we could do something else, i.e. maybe look at a fill tune in the time that we have saved in tonight's live stream so far. And Graham's just donated £5. over on PayPal. So thank you for this, Graham. And that is a straight up donation. So, right, I tell you what, let's just randomly put in here a fill tune. So, which fill tune? It's either going to... I think the last one we had was the fireworks one, so we'll discount that one. So now we've got Guff Fest, the Italian, the library, or the bassist. So either of those. And, I mean, I tend to remember that we had, I think, the library one 2 times in a row, because that might have been Joe who requested that. And, Joe's just gone through saying the library again. So maybe we won't do that one. Maybe it's going to be between Guff Fest, the Italian, or the bassist. So between those 3, and it looks like I can see Amy says, bassist with an E. So we might just jump into that one. And Elaine says Guff Fest, and Guff Fest, and then Guff Fest, and Guff Fest. Or maybe Guff Fest is winning here. And I mean, I wonder if in the future, I mean, I've mentioned about authentic vocal being a great space to have just authentic vocals, authentic artists just performing live. Maybe there's a way in the future that we can have a festival called Guff Fest, and it features authentic vocal acts. I think that could work. Obviously, it would take quite a lot of organising, but to have an authentic vocal festival, that'd be pretty cool. So everything that you're seeing is totally genuine and totally live, and just artists doing their thing. So that's something I've never thought of before. I don't know whether we'd call it Guff Fest, but anyway, that's what I think. I mean, it could be ironic that it's called Guff Fest, because actually it's really good, because it's people just providing genuine music. But maybe we'll have to come up with another idea. But let's jump into this. My real life story called Guff Fest. And certainly if I were organising it, this is not how it would be, but this is how it was. And it wasn't called Guff Fest, it was called something else, but I've called it that because it really was, in the words of the real life stories, it really was quite guff. So, I will see you guys after this. Rock!
Holy gosh, guys, you will not believe what I have just managed to secure.
What are you talking about? Can't you see we're right in the middle of watching Jeremy Kyle?
Well, I have just managed to secure us as the headline act in this year's biggest and only festival in Maidenhead. On Monday evening.
Monday evening? Sounds like a very queer time to have the final big act of the festival. Well, I guess it must be a bank holiday for the crowds to be there.
I think we should not check and just assume that is the case. It would be great to play to a festival crowd. I'm starting to feel nervous already.
Well, I can't believe we are going to be on the main stage. This is so awesome.
Well, it can't hurt to get our music out to a larger audience and to play on a large stage. It will be a great experience for us. Hello there, I wonder if you can help me. My band are due to headline the Guff Fest and we can't find the venue. Do you know where it is? We stupidly thought we would be able to follow the crowds, but we must be in the totally wrong vicinity. Any ideas?
Oh yes, this is Guff Fest. Are you Phil Henley?
Heck. Sorry. Yes, I am Phil. I do apologize, but I seem to have missed where it is being held. Where is the crowd and where is the main stage?
The main stage, or stage 1, is located over in that direction. Stages 2 and 3 are in the opposite direction, with the acoustic stage just in front of the toilets.
Okay, great, thanks. So where do we unload to get to the main stage? Is the space on stage to have our equipment ready while the previous band are playing? And also, how far away is the field and stage, as I can't hear the crowds and I assume it must be a long walk from here?
Note,
The main stage is behind you. If you look on the floor, there is some gaffer tape on the floor running diagonally across the corner of the room with main stage written on it.
Ha! For a second there I thought you said there wasn't actually a stage and that it was just a floor divided into two sections depicted by gaffer tape.
That is exactly what I said.
Oh, I seem to have been misled by the use of the term festival. This is in fact just a room with gaffer tape on the floor in three corners of the room depicting stages 1, 2 and 3. It also seems to get to the toilets you have to walk directly through the acoustic stage while the person is performing, not to mention of course the unique aroma that is being generated from behind the stage.
This is the way we set it up every year and it's always worked very well.
How many people do you get on average a year coming to this pub? Sorry, festival.
We tend not to count in numbers as I find them misleading. I hate figures.
Great. Well, I shall take that answer as attendance is minimal. Well, we have 10 friends and family coming down at least, thank ruddy heck.
Do they realize it is £6 to get in on the door?
Holy guff. Are you yanking my crank? How can you justify that entry fee? That means you will be making at least £60 from us alone. And that is before any beverage purchase being taken into account. How much are we getting paid for this gig? Sorry. Festival.
We don't pay the bands, not even petrol money because we are totally out of order.
Well, to be fair, that seems to be common practice these days.
Yes, and also the bands that we book to play are not checked beforehand so they could be the worst band we've ever heard.
Well, again, at least you are following the common guidelines. So shall we set up now while there is nobody around? Haha. That was a joke.
Okay. Also, we might ask you to turn yourselves down somehow as some people prefer to watch the television which we leave on during performances.
Fantastic. Well, do we at least get any free drinks or food? We will be here for 6 hours in total after all.
We will allow you free tap water all evening.
That's absolutely fantastic. For some reason water is something I feel like I need to stay alive. So having it from a tap for free seems like a great offer. Thank you so much.
Think nothing of it.
Oh, I will. Right, I had better get back to the van and tell the guys the good news about the extortionate ticket price, not getting paid, no stage, and no crowd. Thank you for this opportunity and this great festival. Before I leave, I must inform you this has now become the worst day of my life. Bye.
One last thing, while we were talking I could see your car was getting a parking ticket.
That's brilliant. Bye.
And there we have it. So that was one of my real life stories, or Phil Tunes, as you guys call them. And I mean, I was thinking about that when we're playing in this place and they have, it was a big, I don't know, maybe 50-inch TV. They had the TV on when we were playing, and can you imagine? I don't know whether you know what a live band sound like, but drums are quite loud. So the people watching the TV, and I don't know how the organisers didn't think, oh, hang on, people wanting to watch the TV won't be able to hear it because there's a live band and it's not a big venue, it's not a big pub. So yeah, this is the kind of thing that they think, oh, I know what we'll do. We'll put on a festival and we'll have live bands there. And the great thing about that is some people can listen to the band and other people can just watch TV if they're not interested in the band. The thing about playing live is if you don't want to listen to the band, you're going to be listening to the band because it is loud. So yeah, that's crazy. Oh, it just reminded me of another gig where somebody asked if we could turn the drums down. And that's an absolutely legitimate request that we had when we were playing live, because they said the drums were a bit loud. And this wasn't a venue where they were being mic'd up. It was a small place. It means that, you know, my 150 watt amp here is more than loud enough to fill this particular venue. Same thing with, Griff and his JCM 2000, I think he had. So, more than enough volume from our amps and the bass amp and from the, PA speakers. But the person said that, the drums are a bit loud, so could we turn those down? So, and, I mean, drums are loud, but you can't turn them down. You have to turn up to match the drums. I mean, you could play them really softly, but that's not the kind of music that we're playing. So, yeah, I mean, the drummer could have used brushes. That'd have been great. We're just take a bit of a sidetrack into a jazz odyssey. So, yeah, there you go. But again, this is the kind of thing that you get live. That was a genuine request to turn down the drums. So, anyway, right, we are at 415 likes at the moment. So we're looking for 15 more people to hit that thumbs up. If you could do that, that'd be very much appreciated. And we'll keep an eye on that. 416. So thank you, whoever that was, for hitting the thumbs up. Right, we are going to be jumping into it. It is going to be Sweet Emotion as the cover video for tonight. Let me bring that to a close. And yeah, Sweet Emotion with 52% of the vote. This is myself and Chris Law with our version of this. And this is... what did I say in the last live stream? It was Wanted Dead or Alive. That's what, just one of the songs I used to have in my my repertoire for open mic nights when I did that. And I mentioned that, myself and Chris, I mean, we know this, we know this song really well, but we know our version really well because we used to do this at open mic nights as well. So yeah, we just busted out, and he had a 12-string guitar, had my 6-string guitar, so we could have bust this out at open mic nights. So anyway, this is us doing this performance that we got very used to doing. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you guys after. Rock!
1, 2, 3, 4.
And there we have it. That was myself and Chris Law with our version of Sweet Emotion. Now, what is a little bit annoying, sometimes actually seemingly all the time now, when I'm playing a video on the live stream, it's always out of sync, which is really annoying to watch when I can see the rhythm hand on the guitar not matching up with what I'm hearing. But as long as it gets projected on your screens in time, that's the most important thing, that's synchronized. I don't know why that started happening, but it just happened from an update. Always the case, you update the software and then something's not quite how it used to be previously. So that was something that has changed. But anyway, right, we are going to be jumping into the Fill Jam for tonight, because I believe we've hit the target. 431 likes for tonight. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up and getting us past the target of 430. We're going to be having Fill Jam number 228. And by the way, if you're watching this in the future on catch up, then you can still hit that thumbs up. It really does help the live stream to get out there a little bit more and for the channel to grow on the whole. So Diamond Girl has donated $2 as well. Thank you for that. And the message is cool, with the pair person doing rock horns maybe, or the other surfing thing. Is it like that? I don't know. Hang 10. I never know what it is. I'm not a surfer, so I haven't used those different things. Just the rock horns is what I'm used to. So anyway, okay, I can see Joe says switch guitars. I think I'm just gonna go with whatever's plugged in, which is the Strat for tonight. And I know that the other guitar, we collectively know the other guitar, at some point the strings are going to break. So it'll be Sod's Law that it'll be tonight, or Murphy's Law, as they say over in the USA, I do believe. But yeah, we're going to use the Strat. I think, yeah, kind of unplugging it and going, if people got headphones on and I unplug that, and it would be really loud in their ears and get lots of clipping and stuff. So we're just going to see what it is. Sometimes if there's a particular backing track that is for the gem, sometimes it's a nice challenge to try and play something relevant on a guitar that isn't really suited. So that's what we will be attempting today, allegedly. Let me grab that there and click on this here. Right, okay, mic is on, we're already zoomed out, and this is G minor backing track melodic rock from YT Jam Tracks, and that's YT in capital letters. And right, I think we are good to go. Okay, that is on. I can hear that, which is good. Yeah, you can let me know what it's like in terms of levels. I'll play this, and it's almost 6 minutes. So, yeah, we're going to have time to do this, which is good. I've pressed play. Oh, it's like a bit clean. that. Actually go a little bit. That was it. That was the ending. A sudden ending. But we ended on the G, so it was all fine. So there we go. That was G minor backing track melodic rock from YT Jam Tracks, and that's YT in capital letters. And yeah, on the Strat rather than the recommended. I don't know. I think it was all right on this Strat now, because we have some clean stuff in there as well. There's a bit of a switch over to heavier stuff. So anyway, thank you, Joe, for sending that my way. And yeah, I think we just about got away with it. It's always difficult to tell with the endings, like what's going to happen. But yeah, that was G minor backing track, melodic rock, YT jam tracks. If you guys want to check it out yourself and just have a jam over the top of that. So yeah, thank you, Joe, for sending me that particular backing track. Right, I think we might actually end the live stream on time. We've still got 3 minutes technically, so I'm going to try and just eke it out as much as possible. We'll try and fill these 3 minutes with some extra chat, because I think we are up to date in the PayPal window and the super chat window as well. I think I addressed everything there. So, I mean, as I've got a guitar, that was in G minor. So there you go. That was, I don't know whether you can still hear this or not. But yeah, I mean, that was all, I mean, pretty much, yeah, your, just basically your standard pentatonics you can play through, and, well, just, if you know your minor scale, then kind of the natural minor scale has got all the cool notes. All these extra pentatonic. Then going into your natural minor scale. But anyway, I can see that Orlando's just jumped in there with a $5 donation, so thank you for that. And the message is, I'm leaving to watch the Yankees play the Guardians. See you all this Saturday. So yeah, thank you for that. The Guardians, that's like Guardians of the Galaxy. Obviously they're not related to those or that movie, but thank you for that donation, Orlando. And I'm just making sure that I haven't missed any donations there. Oh yeah, I'm just looking in. Diamond Girls popped in there with a $2 donation, so thank you for that. And Diamond Girl says, remind us of what is happening next week. So next week, what is happening? Oh, I'm live streaming on Monday instead of Tuesday, so there's going to be no live stream on Tuesday night. There's going to be a live stream on Monday night instead. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening then next week. Just that's the only change, Monday night. And Saturday I'm going to be doing live streaming, or the live stream at the normal time, 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, so that'll be this Saturday. So it's just next week, so next Monday. Maybe I'll mention it in the video on Sunday, maybe to let people know, because yeah, it means we're going to be doing a Friday, a Saturday, a Sunday, and then a Monday. So we're going to be doing a 4-day stretch next week. And yeah, that's going to leave Tuesday free because it's my dad's birthday, and I don't want to be having to organise or try to organise a live stream while also it'll be a bit I don't know, maybe a bit distracting for his birthday if we're having a meal, and I'm kind of always looking at the clock as to when I've got to start organising everything for the live stream. So anyway, that is it. We're going to be doing that next week, next Monday, and I'll try to remind you guys. I'll remind you on Saturday. We have another live stream there as normal. So yeah, if you tune into that will be great. And I mean, we'll need everybody to hit the thumbs up on Saturday as well, to have another fill jam as we have done tonight. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up, and hopefully I've covered everything. And that I know that some people maybe got a bit confused thinking that it was this week, but obviously it's not this week. So I'll remind you on Saturday. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. And I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night, so look out for that one. And I'm going to be live streaming on Saturday night, like I've already just said. So have a fantastic rest of your week, and try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow night. See you then. Rock.